Welcome to another episode of At Your Disclosure. This is Lex Ruben Tovar, bringing you the ends, and I'll tell you something. This episode is titled Repercussions because of the fact that working for Bank of America as an armed custom slash bank protection officer, among other titles, critical facility officer for the corporate sites, as well as pro over at nuclear power plants, has generated enough attention, so I feel that elaborating on my depictions, the analogy within the similarity includes repercussions. Here bringing you the scoop. So freaking, just imagine this. I just thought about it over at 32nd Street and Bell Road, inside the fries of Bank of America. And most of the banks out here have no bulletproof glass, so the high jump bandit could easily run up with a counter, see money, grab it, and get going. And I've encountered him over at 6501 on Scottsdale Road, which was one of my primary banks. And it's funny, last time that I dropped an episode out here, I was addressing the fact that my 94 Nissan Blue GXE was sold by my father, being in his name, but it's my vehicle. I bought it off Abraham Aranda. And it's almost like this person does things to compete against me. He's like 65, 66, around there. I'm 37. It's almost like without me, we wouldn't be here. Because I'll tell you something. Jasmine didn't graduate from high school, and I hate being this way because I care for her. You know, more than I love her. I'm not gonna lie to you, but she doesn't love me. And she told me, I love you, but I'm not in love with you. So I hate doing this to people I love. Just like even my brother-in-law. It's like, come on, man, we go way back. Why in the fuck would I want to throw you under the bus without you giving me a reason? But you need to understand, it's a lot of responsibility. You think I'm just standing there looking like an idiom? Because Pop's family on his side, the Tovars, that's what they call me in Spanish, idioma. Basically, just like a portrait. It's just there representing in all its glory. And you don't know what you don't know, is what Chantalad used to tell me before becoming bank captain. And I'll tell you this. Stolen valor should be illegal, especially over at HR Deploy, without realizing it was Mike Clark's partner, which is my partner in Las Vegas, lead detective. But what it took to get there. And I'll tell you something. You're not going to last forever. You take the role of detective every 20 minutes. You respond. Or else you have fellow officers rushing in there for your well-being. So I'm not going to lie to you. You know, Chatalado did look after my well-being. I took a break. I freaking encountered too many situations where it left me boggling whether I should be doing this or something else. I can't think off the back of what I'd rather do than the protection of others because of the fact that I grew up this way. I spoke with my brother earlier, and I couldn't be that way seeing how my parents treat each other. You know, in a relationship, it's supposed to be 50-50. But by far, Jess's mother, rest in peace, Miss Santiago. And I hate the fact that things were different. I knew this would have meant the world to Jasmine if her and her mother got along. We did for the most part. I like them, man. It's just they are who they are, and I am who I am. You know, and in this life, it's an ego weight where I'm right and you're wrong, vice versa. So with that being said, if I can't be who I am in your house, then there's no reason for me to be there. But the last thing I'm gonna do is go there with an attitude where I know that I'm violating your right to be happy and comfortable at your own home. You know, it's just difficult because I feel that addictions really mess a person up. They won't see anything else than what they are used to, and people do anything for the lifestyle. So with that being said, I work 6-7 days a week, and I didn't have a problem. But 2 years covering and tried to get into credit, And I'm not gonna lie to you, Chad did look after me, just like that welfare check on me. On my days off, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I should have just been like Nike. Just do it. Freaking. I remember back in the day, so you had to freaking iron your clothing. Now you just stick a fabric softener and voila. It's like at ASL America. Lester comes up to me and he's all like, "That's why I'm your bank captain, your new bank captain." And it's like, Lester, you have a logistic position. You're getting paid well. Why would you want to risk your life for others? Because it's in its nature, just like mine. And I'm not going to lie, for the most part, I try to preserve the peace. But this song here, and it's funny because they Jana Loya, she didn't consider this phone a chicharra phone. It's, I'm trying to remember what a chicharra is in English, because on the south side, mayate is a type of green beetle that you grab with string. You grab string, you tie it around the green beetle, and you just freaking watch them fly while you're in control. That's how I feel like Pop Street's mom's, like a leash around her neck, and just yanks it. Just Miller couldn't stand 5 minutes with him. They say two of a kind cannot stand, or in other words, two pits can't be in the same room. It's the ego there. No, I'm in control. And you gotta be realistic here, man. Jasmine and I got this house for us. I don't give a shit what you think. You gotta understand that I'm here. You this close, yelling at me, making others aware that you're yelling at me while this close. I have to tell you straight off, hey man, I'm not across the freaking street and shit where you could just yell, yell, yell. It's almost like, what in the truck are you thinking? You know what I'm saying? I don't understand this logic. That box used to love me. And now he barks at me when I'm wondering, why I thought y'all had it made. Why in the fuck are we so interested when you have a nice big cactus you can sit on, or a beautiful wife when her dog get in there? I could easily let her in, or I could just tell her, I get him for you. I go out there and he fucking runs out. Now, I don't know what type of dog that is. Some type of white mutt. I'd compare it to a Wendigo. But freaking, it's almost like, how hard is it? Or why in the fuck in the first place are you even caring, man? Nobody gives a shit, man. I don't consider nobody a neighbor unless you're the front ladies. And I'll tell you this, no pun intended. When I say WNBA, it just means the level of professionalism they possess as physical the physicality in them, the finesse in a person. Nothing bad. WNBA just means you're an athletic professional player. So freaking, someone could mistake it for, oh, he's calling me a LeBeau. Not like that. So I have two lesbians, I was about to say. Two neighbors. Front ladies, and that piece of shit. No one steps up. Behind my back, I wonder how many times have I been freaking damaged where I'm taking advantage. And it's like, do you ever ask yourself, why did I do that? Was it that important to do that to this person? I do nothing but work. And whether it's front line or behind the scenes, I conduct an investigation. I was going to tell my sister Rosa, hey Rosa, it's an investigation, man. You're going to do 20 fucking years. And in fact, you're going to get life. And I don't want to fight her. And same thing too with Benji in my last segment. I said it straight up off the back, man. Freaking, I try to justify the reason for his conduct. I can't justify that. I call my boy Joaquin Enriquez. Hey man, freaking off the back, man. It's almost like you gotta take responsibility for your actions. You come throw trash on my property. What do you think's gonna happen? Am I that autistic? Even if you're autistic, why would you do that to a person? Listen like Screw and Tovar. Just giving you an update of Repercussions that I didn't get to. But freaking addressing the fact that at 32nd Street and Bell Road inside the Fry's found the barriers, found the bulletproof glass. This white male adult shows up all in black, motorcycle attire, including a helmet. And the bank teller's not telling her to remove his helmet before servicing him. And I'm not saying that in an adult way. Wink, wink. Mine ain't even freaking close because they're freaking wide shut. And I'll tell you this, man. Freaking, I spoke with Chatelato and he told me what was her responsibility to let him know to take his helmet off. And I make chase, so I chase his ass, and I couldn't catch up because of the fact that if I am away, then anyone could just run in there or take advantage. So it's a tough position, and I've shot at leaving vehicles. I shot at I'm going on break. I feel like I'm deficient. Need some food. I tried to get my brother to drop off some beans, and they're pieces of shit, man. It's like, fuck, man. You couldn't freaking... No way in hell. I dropped off my Ouija board at my uncle's thinking maybe it's the freaking entity causing them to be this negative, but no, it's just a person in general. So freaking... I had to take a leave of absence from the banking center, so that's an armed bank protection officer. BPO, CPO. Okay. So freaking over at Humana Glen on 91st, I speak with Major Watts, Jonathan, and it's funny seeing people blush. I noticed the scars on every person's face. To freaking sitting next to Joe Kramer, coming here for an hour early to argue, and it's almost like, damn, man. Then you wonder why I take off my boots, socks, and scratch my feet on the ledge of the desk. It's a pretty good song there. Oh, that's Pop's there. That's Pop's favorite artist there. His name's Jose Mamila Napoleon. Trata de ser su amigo. Yeah. You know, he's basically begging you to get along with one another. And it's almost like, you're not doing anything you don't want to do. If you listen to others, then you're a follower. What I got to do with that? So we get the 94 Nissan Sentra Blue GXE from, trying to remember my mechanic, one of my mechanics, Julio, I believe, on the south side, that Abraham Aranda had recommended. So freaking, he has an attitude when we go there and pick it up. I don't know what he heard. I guess he's, I don't know what it is. It surprises me. If he's trying to accuse me of getting with Jasmine's underage sister at the time when she was 17, about a month turned 18, even by law, that wouldn't even matter because she's basically considered an adult, believe it or not. So freaking, if I'm drunk, passed out after a shift over at Concentrics, inside the HR department, servicing several programs, also known as Fusion, Nike, Samsung, Inuit, Amazon, and Western University. See who else am I missing? If I'm missing on my next segment, I'll probably include it. Usually it's around 5 or 6. So freaking, I go to my uncle's, numerically known as 5. That's Faye. And, you know, we have a couple Bud Lights. More of a Budweiser guy, but Corner Rusty, Bud Light, it is. So freaking, you know, when I relocated back down here off the back, he's like, well, I don't know if I should share this, but if you could count something that you've done less than 5 times, then you're in good standing before getting smacked by La M. Pah! And I'll tell you something. Having my family move in with us, it's the reason for the way things are. All of a sudden I have autism. All of a sudden I have schizophrenia. It's like, what's your level of education for you to address me of having something that is intangible? So because I have a temper, I'm starting a household. My wife left me, and you still expect me to be okay with this? I freaking basically kick about every day. But I'll be honest with you. Oh, speaking of this song was at large, no BS, when I was over at Concentrics in 2015. So when I took a leave of absence, 2015, 2016, I'm trying to remember, 2015, Uh, I went to Vegas, and they couldn't fire me because of medical emergency by law. So I'm whining with my wife in Vegas. I get a text message by Steven Merritt and Jonathan Watts, both majors, from bank captain to major. Bank captain John Stein would have told you, move it on up. And even before me saying the obvious, there was ways of saying it where I wasn't repeating myself, but that's just me thinking about it before doing about it. So just like Swoosh, just go ahead and do it, only think about it. And going back to concentrics from cynics, uh, we have me smell like a certain odor where I used to go to the banks and arouse the heck out of women. Because I'm not going to lie to you, I still post at the Paradise Valley Mall Bank for Bank of America Banking Center. And at that same bank, same thing too with Chet Delado. Before becoming bank captain or bank supervisor, there was a difference. One is educated. Well, they're all educated, but it takes courage to serve. No pun intended. You have a communications degree, I have a master's in cybersecurity, and you know, my experiences were used to benefit the progression of others. But it's okay because at the end of the day, I ended up becoming their boss. And looks and everything. Like I said, I had let my hair grow out to donate it to Locks of Love because of my mother-in-law, Rolanda, had passed away from cervical cancer, thinking I could donate my hair, but before the pandemic struck, someone decided I'm going to go in and take advantage of him and use a electric stir to freaking tangle the heck out of my hair. Can you believe this? This is not my choice. But it saved my life. That's what'll kill you, the concrete. It's not the impact, it's the freaking concrete. So freaking be laid out on the floor, having someone lay on top of you to hear your beating heart while you try to recuperate from a few drinks over at Rafa's. You know, you'd have someone mack you up, and you tear off the back, take off your clothing, suck my dick. Oh shit, I probably shouldn't even say this. But I'm here thinking it's my wife. Well, in reality, it's the obvious, but it's like, how's that my fault? If I'm laid out thinking, did I dream this? Did this happen? So it's me sleepwalking, just like sleep trucking. Now, but yeah, man, freaking believe it or not, that shit'll wake you up if you get yelled at. I got yelled at as an adult several times, of course. If you don't do something right, you're gonna be yelled at, but for no reason, it's an eye opener. Just like now, you see my eyes midways freaking closed, but at one point, I'm just like, oh shit. It's funny, so women off the back, they're like, I like being told what to do. So from there, I'm not gonna fall for it, but it's a surprise. You actually talk to me this way. It's almost like, hey man, you're lucky we're in the office, or else, push comes to shove, I probably would have grabbed you from the throat and strangled you a bit, and let you know that, hey man, looks ain't everything. Freaking looks can be deceiving. I could look like whatever you perceive me as, but before you know it, you know, I might do something where you end up thinking, shit, fuck, am I bleeding? And no pun intended. Like I said, first thing in business is talk bad about your employers. I did used to work for Desert Ice Enterprise Inc. Incorporated inside the ballpark Chase Field, and yeah, man, it's a good gig. And freaking during rushes, freaking that's all I had to do was take care of business. But yet Gibson had done a typo, and I'm probably gonna go inside and complete the segment. Oh, before I go, okay, so it's the originals. Come original. Come original. And I'll tell you why it's called originals. I'll tell you something. We're the Wonders. Marco Cortez, my brother George Tovar, Aaron Manor, Timothy Saavedra, Danny, Bookie Loke, uh, Abraham Aranda, Miguel Beltran, Victor, Andrade, and Chris, Native American, and that's all we do is go to the library and execute Fight Club. Remember my brother George got freaking he got knee struck. Bah. He got knee struck several times by Marco. They hold him back. They hold him. And so Will, boom, they just kept driving knees. Marcos kept driving his knees to my brother George's stomach, and he kept striking his abdomen, and he wept. You know, it's almost like I would have gone ape shit. I would have just been like, no, you die. And fuck, man, every reaction has a reaction. Never in my life have I been taken advantage of where I could say, I got my ass kicked. No, it's never happened. It's never going to happen. I don't give a heck what you think, what you can do. And for the most part, it's an ambush or sedation to freaking waiting for the right moment to let them in. And my sister obsesses about that. It's pathetic, but I forgave her. I talked to her today and I told her, hey, you know something, Rosa, I let you in our house, you know, and we stayed at her apartment behind 35th Avenue in Glendale, behind the Food City. We relocated back from Vegas for, I want to say around maybe 3 to 4 months, maybe a little longer. Because you don't understand, we were staying at the Campus Court Apartments and alternating on a place of stay, but at the same time too, I have check stubs, I have mail, and we moved out there immediately. Like I said, it's a lot of junkies, so I figured we need to relocate. But I'm gonna finish the segment over inside the house. It's getting late. You know, be considerate the fact that people sleep. So with that being said, this is Alexis Tobar at your disclosure.